friends. So we are heading into the third week of our June challenge, which, um, how? I like, how are we in the third week of June? That is my first question for all of you, because where the heck does time go? Hopefully you all are doing well. I've gotten a few tags, on socials and some emails come through from some updates from all of you on how you're doing and where you're at. So, as promised, for my own accountability, I'm here sharing a little bit of my update. Um, so I don't know about all of you, but something that I noticed that I should have expected but didn't was that the moment I truly disconnected and really let myself just be, when I had to reconnect, I didn't want to. So I have a habit of just going because I feel like when I stop, if I slow down too much, I have a hard time picking back up again. And this was something I felt when I was running half marathons a lot or running distance, where it was like I would tell myself, like, you can slow down, but you can't stop. Because when I stopped, it was really difficult for me to pick back up again. And not just at like the pace that I was at, but just really hard for me to want to go again. Because in that moment when I stopped, I realized just how tired I was. But if I could keep going, but maybe at a more sustainable pace, or just slow down a little bit, I was able to continue going on like faster or for longer distances than if I did like a stop and start. And when I got to a point of like, I need to kind of reconnect and go back to like regularly scheduled programming after doing some things that were helpful to me to kind of pull me back, out of the overwhelm, of the chaos, all these things, I didn't want to step back into it. And like rightfully so, who really wants to? But there are some things in life that you have to do to take care of yourself, and responsibilities, things to do, all of that. And that showed me a couple things. Like, one, I kind of already knew that, but at the same time, really truly disconnecting from it and then reconnecting to it really showed me just how much I was living with blinders on and really just pushing along. So there has to be a happy medium, right? I don't know what that is, and I'm not here to tell you that I've got it figured out, because I don't. I have responsibilities, I have my issues that I deal with, and life just keeps on lifing, and the world keeps spinning, and things keep happening, and we have to do our best to keep up with them, right? Like, we can't just drop everything. And I definitely have not figured out what to do, but I think that this has shown me a lot of things that I hadn't intended to see, or that I didn't think I would see, and really just proved why disconnecting more often can be helpful, because then reconnecting won't feel so overwhelming. But every single day I've learned a little bit more about myself, a little bit more about kind of like what's going on, and like how I can best serve myself, and others around me. How can I incorporate this, like the disconnect on a smaller scale daily, without adding to the burnout, right? Or adding to the laundry list of things that we all have to do to keep ourselves upright and functional, right? So I think that what I had hoped for, I don't want to say it didn't happen and isn't happening, because that's not true. It just happened differently. And that's something with chronic illness that I have never gotten used to, but I have really tried my best to learn to live with. And I always have this idea in my head of like how something is going to go or how I want it to go, which is normal. We all do that, I think. Um, but I'm learning that I'm not always in charge. And sometimes the lesson learned isn't the one that I thought I was going to learn, but it's the one that I needed to learn. So I'm taking that, doing the things, trying to be more self-aware and honest with myself too about like how I'm feeling. And I've had a lot of really good conversations with my husband and my therapist. And some of you that have reached out and I know that are really, trying to focus in on what this challenge is supposed to be and what it's supposed to do. This isn't just something that is meant for the month of June. You can come back to this at any time when you're like, I need to find something to help recenter myself. It's just it happened to say, hey, let's do this now while we're all asking for some sort of reset as we go into a new season of life, and all these things that are happening. So, this is meant to be that, outline, that stepping stone, that foundational, whatever insert metaphor here that you would like on adding these things to your daily life to where they don't feel like extra steps anymore. It's just what you do. It doesn't add to your burnout. It doesn't add to your plate. It's just something that is a part of who you are and what you do to make sure that we are supporting ourselves and being self-aware and, working on ourselves in all the ways that we can and that are sustainable for us. And as I am a great example, it doesn't always happen the way that you intended it to or the way you tried, and that's kind of frustrating, but also great. So, you know, take everything of what you learned and take it into the following month and the next month after that. Or if you want to take it day by day, week by week, whatever works for you, that's the whole point. Is to find the things that make you feel better, find the things that make you feel more supported, healthier, and whatever healthy looks like to you, and just bring that forward and keep bringing it forward. So we're here to help you and to guide you to the best of our ability on the things that we all need a little bit more of. And sometimes that's just a little bit more self-care, as silly as it sounds. So remember to send in your like check-ins. You don't have to be super duper detailed if you're not comfortable, and you can email them if you don't want to put them out on social media. But we do still have some really cool prizes at the end of the month for those that have really dedicated themselves to this wellness challenge that we're doing. So keep sending them in. If you want, you could send them all in at the end of the month too to be eligible to win a prize. And that's it. So we will see you next week with a final update and see how everybody is doing. But we will talk to you then.